Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be for you. Welcome to another DayZ super detailed walkthrough, talk through. Let's let some stuff render in before we get moving. Now, if you get this spawn, you may spawn in that industrial area over there, but immediately, with a quick look around, I can tell I'm on the outskirts of Berezino. One of the big three cities, I would call it, Berezino. You could include Zvletlo for a fourth, but Berezino, Elektro, Chernogorsk, probably three of the biggest cities in Chernarus. And when you spawn in a place like Berezino, a big city, town, there are pros and cons. If you're a brand new player to DayZ, look at that blade straight off the rip. Here's the pros. You're going to have lots of buildings to loot, lots of potential loot to find, clothing, knives, guns, medicinal supplies. More important, you're going to sort out your food and drink. There are going to be wells in the city. The cons are, the bigger the place, the easier it is to get lost until you're familiar with your surroundings. And also, the more chance of bumping into people. We're on an official server today, first person only. There's about 40 people on as we load in. And obviously we're doing it unscripted. We're going to try and do it in one take. And as ever, we're going to stick to our golden rule. We don't want to spend too long in the spawn town. We want to get what we need to survive a push inland. Maybe get to some of the juicier loot. Obviously the blade is fantastic. It'll help us cut up our rags, make our own rope, make our bone hooks so we have the ability to fish. Remember, fishing is key. If you can get the ability to fish, you're going to have food for the whole of your life. And you won't have to worry about looting for cans of food, etc, etc. So if you spawn this side of Berezino, I would call this lower Berezino. I would split Berezino into three parts, lower, middle, and upper. And maybe, it's in the lap of the gods, being an official server. Hopefully we don't bump into any dreaded hackers or chads with bases on the coast. We'll try and be friendly. We'll talk to people. Massive rule in DayZ. Make sure that mic is on. Make sure you're ready to talk immediately. But I'll try and give you a tour, if you like, of lower, middle, and upper Berezino. As a new DayZ player, or even if you've got a few hundred hours, you'll want to be a bit more thorough than I am with your looting, making sure you've got the stuff you need to survive, a long push, a long life. But because we're only going to be doing an hour and a half maximum today, I'm just going to show you the points of interest of Berezino. So a lot of the time, I actually haven't had that spawn for a long time. A lot of the time you'll spawn the other side of that pub, or you'll spawn in there, next to that big tower. Now if you do spawn in that area, just over the wall, you can see a police guard shack there. So it's always nice to loot that up. It's probably been hit by all the other freshies that have spawned in the last half an hour. But if you're right next to it, you might as well have a look. I'm just going to show you where it is for now. I'm going to move on. I then like to push through this row of garages. And there you go. Look at that. Straight off the rip, rope. We're halfway to having the ability to be able to fish and fend for ourselves. Happy days. I don't like spending too much time. I'm just glancing left and right. And if we do see maybe a crowbar or some working gloves, something we can use, that rope, we're obviously going to dive in and grab it. But you'll find a lot of old tat most of the time. And again, it's a really popular thoroughfare for other freshies, so don't expect to get a lot. But there you go, we've got a water container, which is pretty lucky, to be fair. Straight off the rip, we've got a way of carrying water and drinking more efficiently from the wells. Now, without diving into town, I'm going to try and keep these zombies isolated. Remember what we've said in the previous episodes, keep them in ones and twos. Ones, preferably. One big hit, 2 big hits. Aim for the head. This one's a tank. But we managed to get him down without taking any hits. Didn't have anything for me. We don't want the high vis. I'm scanning ahead. I'm looking. What's the path of least resistance? Probably going to be a few zombies down there. So I'm staying wide. Okay. Now this is probably one of the most dangerous parts of any town in Chernarus, in my experience. If you are quite confident in your melee ability, or your ability to take evasive action if needs be, then it will be nice, it would be nice, to loot the PD. I just heard that chicken to my right. That's potentially my bones that I need to turn into bone hooks to go fishing. So we're going to keep that in the memory bank. Zombie there. I wouldn't mind looting. There's a little picnic table. I'll show you where it is. And spawn hunting loot. So maybe we draw this zombie onto us. Deal with it. In the trees as well, not in the main road. So it's somewhat hidden. Look at that. Battery. Bit of food for us. It's not much. Beggars can't be choosers though. We'll get it down us. Some salty sticks. There's the picnic table. You can see it through the trees. Now, if there's a clear line of sight to it, and it's not absolutely surrounded by zombies, we'll take a peek. There's the PD. If you're feeling brave, if you want to try and grab yourself a lucky early gun, stab vest maybe, but expect it to be busy. It's a hot spot for other freshies. This picnic table though can spawn hunting loot, so check it out. It's a GPS. Not interested, but you could get lucky. You could find yourself a compass, a hunting knife, all sorts of goodies. And see how I'm staying away from the town? I'm looking. I want to see if I can see a player running between houses, opening doors. Can I see a player running around the roof of the PD, looking for loot? And of course we're keeping an eye out for dead zombies, any obvious signs of dropped loot. Listening to see if we can hear anyone opening doors, fighting, shooting a weapon. Let's see if we can track down this zombie though. A zombie. Chicken. Might be a zombie chicken. See if it gives us another audio cue now. Hunting stand there. If it was just out by here, I'd probably track the chicken down. And if I were you, and I'm new to DayZ, and I want the food that the chicken will provide, more importantly the hooks, I would prioritize that chicken. It's quite a way back there actually, so we're not going to go for it for the purposes of the video, but we've aggroed a zombie. So before we go running into town aggroing more, we're going to deal with this one and the relative safety and isolation of this field. Nothing for us. Food, still a big issue. Zombie there. Probably get away without aggroing that one. There's one in the trees though. So let's deal with this one before he calls his mates. And he's got a bag for us, which is nice. 2 to the dome. He drops. We'll take the sling bag. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to show you the PD. We see someone, we can try and talk our way out of trouble. But again, path of least resistance. Let's try not to aggro the whole town. I'm going in, I'm creeping. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I'll be able to show you, if all goes well, where the well is. In Lower Berezino. Right next to the PD. Nothing in the greenhouse for us. You can get 3 or 4 zombies around the PD at any one time, so I really would suggest creeping in like we're doing now. And there's the well next to the pub, for reference. But we're going for the PD first. We're going to take a chance. This could go pear-shaped. We could be respawning in a minute. There's a garden hoe, not interested. There's a PDZ, just lingering. So I want to see what trouble am I going to get myself in if I start fighting this Zed. Has he got friends? There's another one over the road there. There's another one with a bag. If we can let the zombie turn its back on us. Get a cheeky stealth kill in. No loot. Look at that, scorpion. No mag, but we'll take it. Now we could cut these up. It's risky. We're going to do it. But very risky outside the PD, making noise, the tearing of the rags. I wouldn't recommend doing this. It's almost, do as I say, not as I do on these playthroughs. And be prepared for someone to be camping this. Pretty much whatever server you're on. But I would say particularly official. Grab the 9mm mag with some shots in it for an M-lock. Like I say, grab the gloves. Make sure the door's closed. Grab the stab vest. So far this is a wonderful trip to the PD, by the way. Especially this lower PD, but it could go wrong at any time. See, I'm edgy. I'm ready to swing. Immediately I find this M-lock. I put the corresponding clip into it. Make sure a round is chambered. Hot bar it. Put it away though. We don't want to look too aggressive. But we can now, theoretically, defend ourselves. Or make a move on someone. I can't tell you how good this is for an official server. Always aware that someone could be camping there. Ready to clip us. Rubber slugs, I'm not interested. I'm taking the big dub. And I'm leaving immediately. Remember what I say about overstaying your welcome? Jump over the back wall. I remember where the well was. We're going to deal with one of our vital statistics. And we're going to sip at the well. We've got our bottle. Okay, remember we picked up the canteen earlier. So I'm going in here. I'm emptying out the dirty water. Always assume any water you find already in a water bottle or a canteen is dirty. Don't drink it. Empty it out. I'm still keeping an eye out. I'm going straight for the well. I'm having a look around the corner first though, before I go into the animation of filling the bottle. Making sure no one's here ready to jump me. I fill it. I tuck myself away into this corner while I chug a whole canteen. Make myself a smaller target if anyone's sniping, camping the well. I'm going to chug a bottle, and I'm going to take a canteen full of water for the road. But again, we're not going to overstay our welcome. We're not going to stay too long around a hotspot such as the well. Fill it. Keep an eye down there. Is another freshie creeping on us with bad intentions? Doesn't look like it. Put it away. Our water arrows are now going up. Happy days. You've got these two little stands. Some people call them taco stands. You might get a chance of finding a little bite to eat in these. Clothing, knives. Search them thoroughly. Clothes, you can cut up the rags. We've triggered a zombie. There you go, some chips. Crisps. And there's a dead zombie. There's a player with a gun. Yo, yo. Friendly man.
Hello.
How you doing, man? What's with the gun, bro?
What?
The gun. What's with the gun?
Help me, bro!
See, we've got an absolute goober here. He's trying to shoot me while I fight the zombie. Okay, he missed. Good. So we're running away. Okay, we've got a gun. We could take the fight on. I'm zigzagging. Now I'm getting out of his line of sight. We're taking the zombie as far away. Look, our stamina is our friend. I don't want to run into any other zombies, though. Shit. We just cornered ourselves. Put some shots in him then. Okay, distance. This guy's got a ranged rifle. Okay, so distance is our friend. We've got 6 shots. There he is. He's aiming. He's up high. Shit. Letting my stamina build up. I'm going again. I'm zigzagging. He's hurt though, I think. I think we caught him a few times. But he's got range. One zombie trapped. There's the guy. I think he's got zombie problems. So I'm dealing with our zombie. There he is. Hit him again. That's a terrible shot. We're out of ammo. Well done, bro. Well, GG's, bro.
Why?
You feeling good?
DayZ.
You feeling good, bro?
Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead, bro.
Did I hit you with a few of those shots? Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, good, bro. You shouldn't have shot at me, should you, bro? I'm only a freshie with a gun.
Sorry.
Okay. Very, very lucky to get out of that alive. Okay? Talk about scripted. Your boy picked a fight with the wrong freshie. Alright? We're out of ammo. He didn't reload. We've got one in the chamber. We've made a lot of noise. So is this goober. So I'm afraid the tour of Lower Berezino is over. We have to leave. But we're going to take our brother's bones, which when you add them to the rope we have, it gives us the ability to fish, okay? Take his bandage. Go. Go. Don't overstay your welcome. What's the rule I keep banging on about? Leave the scene of the crime. He took so many shots then at me. I took multiple shots at him with the M-lock. We were very fortunate that our gun didn't jam. And we managed to land some real tasty shots at the beginning of that encounter when we sprayed him close range. We look behind us. Looks like we've lost the zombies. And if you remember, we picked up some chips earlier. They're not ruined. So they will give us a little bit of nourishment, get those arrows going up, but we're still in red hunger. Despite having a big W and surviving that attack from the bully, if you like. You know, we're not shocked to find someone on the coast with a CR rifle trying to kill freshies. He just come up real short. And to be honest, lockpick's beautiful, particularly as we're going to have to heal somewhere soon. Our arrow's going back up on our health, but that's only going to be a temporary measure. This is a bit of a tour, you know, a bit of a walkthrough, talk-through guide, and I want you guys to see. I mean, you've seen typical Lower Berezino, the shit show that it is. But I need to catch a fish now, okay? So we're going to need to catch a fish to survive. We don't want to do it on the coast. Why? Because there are going to be other freshies spawning in, probably taking a swing at us, especially when they now see the rifle on our back. And I'm actually going to drop in this bush here next, so we know where it is. We can remember under this tree next to the fence. I'm dropping the scorpion. We haven't got a mag. It's weighing us down. If we were to be killed now and we got another Berezino spawn immediately, I'll remember where that scorpion is. We have got more rounds for our M-lock, so I should be reloading that up, but food is our priority. We were very, very lucky to survive that encounter. Okay, a little bit of experience and skill involved as well. But I know, for all the, you know, I feel really good now. I'm pumped. The adrenaline's flowing. That's no good if I starve to death. So this is what I would call the start of middle Berezino. But we're not going there straight away. I'm going to follow the train tracks down the coast with the water on my left-hand side. And you should eventually see a bridge coming up ahead. Next to that bridge is a favourite spot of mine where I like to fish, and it's a lot more low-key, a lot less visible than fishing right next to the coast, where all the lovely freshies will probably come and attack us. Look at the state on us. Clothing ruined. Drop the stabby. It's ruined. It's only weighing us down. There's the bridge. Okay? So to the right of that bridge is a pond. And that's where we're going to attempt. We are going to attempt to catch a fish to stay alive. And we're going to probably cook it where we catch it. We have got weapons to defend ourselves. It's badly damaged. So while we're walking, in case we miss our shots with the CR rifle, like the goober did back there, didn't land one shot on me, dear, dear, dear. Alright, it's very likely to jam this gun, but better than nothing. A little bit of a side piece. We've got how many shots in the CR ready to go? One in the chamber, and I'd forgot to put the mag in, so let's put the mag in. 4 shots in total on the CR. Cows can spawn in this field to the right. If I heard a cow, I would be very, very tempted to just shoot the cow. It's quicker than fishing, but this is when you do it unscripted, you do it in one take, and you do these videos on a official server. You never know what's going to happen, so we're literally winging it. We're going with it. And this is what we're going to do. Here's our little pond. We're going to get a long stick. You can see someone would have to be directly looking for me as they walk along the railway lines for them to see me. So we're ruining our gloves by doing it this way, but that's okay. We've got 2 long sticks out of it. The gloves are still badly. Combine the rope with the stick. We've got ourselves a fishing rod. We've got our cleaver. But it is our primary melee weapon. We don't want to ruin it by using it entirely. So we're going to take the stack of bones in our hand. We're going to make a bone knife. We're now yellow health. It's getting quite time critical to get some food. I'm still not panicking. Bone knife, drag it onto the bones, craft an improvised hook. And then we'll have to go up onto the grass with our bone knife in hand to dig up worms. I'm going to go for 2 worms. We're going to assume one of our attempts at the fish will fail, but one will be successful. Put the one in the pocket, shuffle slightly forward, get a second worm, just look at the ground, hold left button on your mouse if you're on PC. Dig up that second worm. See how we left the vicinity of that gunfight though very, very quickly. And also when we heard the dude bandaging, we knew he was badly messed up from the shots we'd landed and from the zombies he had attracted onto himself and wasn't dealing with them very well, to be honest. As soon as I heard him pop that bandage, I knew he was stuck in the animation of bandaging. And one big swing with the hatchet was going to be enough to finish the job. I could have stayed in... Oops, I picked up the wrong stick. I could have stayed in my shed and healed tried to kill a few zombies, but I took that opportunity to finish him. Otherwise, I give him a chance to potentially reload the CR rifle, and he just one-taps me with a lucky hip fire. It would have been sod's law he actually hit that shot, having missed all his others when he was actually aiming down sight. So we've caught something with the first attempt. And it's a cooking pot. We'll actually take that. It's not the worst. Put the hook back in your hand. Bait it up again. Hopefully that guy's learned a valuable lesson today. If you're going to be a coastal bully, at least land your shots. Otherwise you're going to be made to look very, very silly. But GG's. He had a go. Come on. Give us a fish. Lovely little carp we should catch here. Because we're not at the sea. You catch the mackerel in the sea. I mean, we could have gone around looting houses, hoping to find food, killing zombies. I just thought we'll kill two birds with one stone and show you a nice little spot that I like to use for low-key fishing. We've still got to get lucky. The game's got to give you a little bit of love. I mean, maybe we've used up all our luck back on Laughing Boy down in Berezino docks. Oh. Caught something else. Please don't be wellies. It's a fish. Glory be. I'm going to quickly break down the fishing rod to get our rope back. Alright. I'm going to cut up our fish. I'm going to empty the water. I don't want to boil the fish. We're going to use the cooking pot now. I'm going to use this one long stick, split it into 3 short sticks. This is going to be the basis of our campfire. Use one rag with the sticks. Whoops, I nearly went into the wrong crafting recipe. Scroll down with the wheel till you seek fireplace. Now I need another 3 small sticks. I've already got one long stick back there. Combine that. Get another long stick here. All the while we're losing health. It's worrying, but it is what it is. There's our fireplace. Break down this long stick into 3 small sticks. And with those 3 small sticks in hand, shimmy on back down to our other long stick. Combine. Craft cooking stand. Now we've bought ourselves a cooking pot. We can make an improvised cooking stand. We don't have to use a long stick to cook our fish. We can pick this up in our hands, walk over to our fireplace. Oops. I always do this. I'm terrible for losing fireplaces. There you go. Put the cooking stand on it. Put the fish in the pot. Pot in hand. Attach. Matches. Light your fire. Bob's your uncle. What it does, the cooking stand, is it gives you the ability to cook your food. Sorry about that, little whatever that notification was. Oh, I've done an achievement. Okay. It gives you the opportunity to hold your gun in your hand and defend yourself. If I'm cooking over this fire, and beggars can't be choosers, if we had to do it, we have to do it. But if you're cooking with a sharpened stick over the fire, you're stuck in the animation. Anyone can roll up on you and start swinging, or you're an easy shot. Here, I can keep moving. I mean, I could boil some water as well, if I wanted to do that. But we've got our canteen full of water. I can even drink, which will help stay on top of our fluids. Quick pro tip, you will regenerate your health quicker. Don't burn your fish though. If your food and water is full, as full as can be, I'm taking the cooking pot off straight away because I don't want it to ruin. It was already badly damaged, so we don't want to leave it on the heat any longer than we have to. Cooking pot in hand, bones in there, rope in there. That's our fishing stuff. One fish in the pocket, one in the hand. Move and eat. Get away again. Don't overstay your welcome. Get away from the fire. Easily visible, but we are going to backtrack this way because I want to do the tour of Berezino in order for you. We've had a very eventful tour of Lower Berezino, and unfortunately I couldn't show you where the medical department was, but on the street where we first met that geezer, if I had carried on down that road, the road he went before he started aiming at us, the little blue medical centre is down there, down the end of that road, okay? It's very, very close to the police department and the well where we first started off at. But thank God we checked that police department. Otherwise we wouldn't have found the M-lock that saved our life by putting that guy so low that once he got a few love taps from the zombies, he was done, really. Food in our belly, water, and our arrow is now going up. We're regaining health slowly. I'm going to backtrack just so I can show you guys a little bit of middle Berezino, because a coastal spawn is very popular to the west of Berezino, and I'll show you that now. Notice how I'm not eating this fillet because the full stomach symbol is up next to my hydration, telling me that if I carry on eating or drinking, I'm going to throw up, and all that goodness is going to be lost. All those lovely calories. But we don't want to do that. I'm keeping an eye up and down, making sure nobody's spawning in fresh. It's going to take a swing at us. The stomach full symbol, the twisted stomach if you like, has gone, so I'm going to carry on eating. Pretty eventful first half an hour. Typical Berezino. I'm going to put the fish away so our hands are free if we need to pull out a gun and defend ourselves again. But I want to get parallel. I want to show you where you're quite likely to spawn sometimes, from my experience. Still not up in the yellow for food yet. It won't be long. Right, see this little shed? There's the lighthouse. You'll sometimes spawn in. Brand new life, and you'll be by here. In this sort of vicinity. So you'll look up and you'll go, oh, look at that candy cane there. Look at that lighthouse next to the bridge. We're in Berezino. Now you can go back that way for Lower Berezino, or you can cut straight across here. Main road into Berezino. Side road into Middle Berezino. So if I get that spawn, I quite often come here first. Because there are some nice houses up on the right hand side that you can loot. Better clothing, blades, food, etc. And you're making your way to another well. The Middle Berezino well. And that's really the main point of interest I want to show you. In Middle Berezino. So our clothing is ruined. Did he ruin the pants? No, but the t-shirt is. We're not in great shape, really, but we're in better shape than that dude. That's the main thing. I'm scanning ahead. I'm zooming in, pressing down on the mouse wheel, pressing it in. See if I can see any more goobers dipping in and out of houses. But really, I wouldn't loot this normally. But wow. Gas canisters for days. Another CR rifle? Oh, bro. I haven't even got room to put the carp away. See if we can get away with eating this whole thing. Should be able to. Pick up the CR rifle. Pick up the sewing kit. CR rifle's got 2 shots in it. 3, sorry. I'm unloading them. I'm stashing this CR rifle in this bush. If we die and we get that spawn on the beach, I know where a rifle is. Quick clear out of this house. Quick scan. Brass knuckles. Fantastic melee weapon. Some 22. Another sewing kit. Now up here, if I hear someone running in, I've got a little bit of a chance of pulling my gun. We picked up a couple of rounds for the CR, so we're going to put them in our magazine. Reload. One thing I wouldn't mind fixing up while we've got two sewing kits that are 100% full, 100% use, are our gloves. Because once they're back up to worn, which is the maximum you can repair anything, from badly damaged to damaged, and then from damaged to worn, you'll see they offer a very good insulation, these fingerless gloves. So I don't mind using 2 uses of my sewing kit to get medium insulation. I actually thought it was going to be high insulation, but never mind. Still need a new jacket, hoodie. Notice I'm not walking around with the gun out. I don't want to look too aggressive like that idiot we saw in Lower Berezino. I'm minding my own business, but obviously if attacked, if provoked, we're going to defend ourselves. Moving house to house, but I'm keeping an eye on where the concentration of zombies are. I don't want to run into 3 or 4 and have issues like we did down at the docks through no fault of our own, really. Motorcycle helmet, don't ever put that on. Your voice will be muffled. You will really annoy people. Unless you're playing a winter hardcore server and you want to use it for insulation, which is a different story. I mean, it's a lovely shade of pink. I really think it brings out my eyes. Faulty sticks. Get him down, get him down, you. And if you come across this path, I mean, you can loot down there if you're really desperate for food, clothing. You haven't got lucky in those first few houses, but I want to show you across this field. We're going really into the heart of Lower Berezino. And I want to show you where the well is. We're back up to white health, chunked. We're back up to yellow food. We've still got a fillet of fish on us. I'm looking down the road. Can I see someone running left to right, right to left? Dipping out of houses, looting. I don't want anyone getting the drop on me. We were seconds away from missing that guy back in Lower Berezino if we hadn't seen that dead zombie in the road that we didn't kill. It gave me an early indicator that someone was around, and luckily then we did spot them. Remember, that guy could have got... We'll pick that up because it can give us small stones, which we can then make into knives. You know, we could have missed that, and that player could have really got the drop on us and got an easy shot with his CR rifle. And let's face it, he looked like he needed an easy shot. Oh, that's enough shit talking. There's a saw if you wanted to make some more rags. A winter coif. Now I'm going to keep the black radar hat, but we are looking for something better than a pink raincoat. Padded gloves, even better insulation. So in hindsight, we've wasted 2 uses of our sewing kit, but we weren't to know we were going to find those padded gloves. And there you go, guys. When you see that car, you hop this fence, you've got your middle Berezino well right in front of that car. Usually a few zombies hanging around here. Tells me there might be a player around, or we might be trailing someone. The white sweater, it's probably a little bit better than the... We're going to leave the meat tenderizer. It's probably a little less visible than the fluorescent pink jacket. Our canteen is empty. There's another nice little pond there if you want to catch a fish and cook it up in this log cabin. But we're going to take the alcohol off this well if we've got room for it. Yes, we have. we get a wound infection. We've just got enough in that bottle, I believe, to treat a wound infection if we're unlucky enough to get one from a zombie attack. Fill up at the well and dip. Don't overstay your welcome at a place where a lot of other freshies are going to make a beeline for. They're going to want to go and get their first sip if they spawn back on the coast there. So I'm moving around. I'm keeping my head on a swivel. Eyes on stalks. Just going into creep mode so I can finish eating my fish in peace. That should put us into the white, believe it or not. From red hunger. 2 bits of fish and the salty sticks. Now, see the path we took from the well? Other side of this fence. Hunting store. You can get some nice clothing. Maybe a bag. A rifle if you're super lucky. But usually quite a few zombies surrounding it. And again, another very popular place for people to investigate and loot. So I'm on my toes. I'm ready for someone to potentially be aiming down sight. There's a map if you're new to the game. Happy days. I'm gonna ditch the cooking box. It's already badly damaged. I'm taking the binos so we can scope in on a town and investigate it further down the line. Overwatch. There's nothing else for us. And if you wanted to cut the flag up, it will give you 6 rags. Or you can make an armband if you run in with a buddy. Now, you can... I'm going to go this way. Right? I'm going to try and go the more low-key way. You can go up the middle of the street. But I mean, you're more likely to be spotted by other players. So I'm going to go sort of the long way round. We nearly aggroed that zombie. We have aggroed the zombie. So I'm going to try and deal with the zombie before he makes too much noise. Creep around the side of this beige. I'm keeping my eyes on stalks. Oh, shit. And yeah, luckily we didn't go sprinting around the corner. There are a few zombies. Pretty much all of them carrying bags. This one's got a zucchini, which is dried. It looks horrific, but you can eat it safely. As long as it says dried in the description of it, which it did. But yeah, look, we don't want to walk up there. Few zombies, so we're going to stick to the stream. And it's the more low-key route anyway. So we're going to stick tight to the stream. I'm making sure no one's camping the roof of the apartments. I'm listening out. Can I hear footsteps? Can I hear someone fighting a zombie? Either this side of me or this side of me. But I'm going to stick to the stream. Don't get too confident though, because at the other end of this stream, when we start going into the wooded area, zombies like to congregate there. Hang around ready to jump you. If you're looking for bullets, or you're looking for a stab vest, there is a police shack here. There is. Now I'm going to have a look at it, because I can't see a ton of zombies. Doors open to it. There are. Keep an eye on the roofs. Make sure no one's camping. The fact there are no zombies worries me. Makes me think someone's in the area. But I'm still going to risk it for a biscuit. There you go. New stab vest. Badly damaged. Was better than nothing. An M-lock. Same condition as ours. Oh my god. A scorpion. But this time, magazine and suppressor. So was it worth dipping in to have a look? Oh yeah. Again, leave. Don't spend too much time there. Gloating about your win. That you found the scorpion with the suppressor and the mag. It's no good to you in dead hands. So leave. Get into the trees before you have your little winner's party. But be careful. Like I say, zombies can migrate from this side and this side into the trees. And you can soon get yourself in trouble if you bump into 3 or 4 of them here with no garages, no buildings available to trap them. I'm looking for a nice quiet bush we can sit in. I do like fishing here as well. Real nice spot. I've made a cooking stand here on multiple occasions and never been bothered by any other players. And I'm going to take a bit of a risk. We're not exactly camouflaged, but I'm taking a risk. I'm putting one in the chamber by hitting R. I'm going to leave it on semi-auto because it's damaged. We haven't got any other spare ammo. But it's another backup to the CR rifle. If we did find a gun cleaning kit, we could patch it up. At least it gives us another 8 shots to defend ourselves with. And if you're new to the game, you're not super confident of how to go from middle Berezino to upper Berezino, then keep from these apartments. We want to keep these buildings in our peripheral sight, because this street, we dipped off to check out police guard check back there. But when I said, should we just walk up the main road? No, that main road is this one, and it leads all the way up to upper Berezino. And I'll show you what to look for, what landmark to look for now, that will always confirm you going in the right direction. But I'm aiming for a little, there you go, deer stand that I know is there. But if you're following the road up, you're just going to be looting these houses, looking for better clothing, looking for more food if you haven't fished or been lucky enough to find the rope and the bones that you need. But there you go. There's the crane. Now that crane is parked up, situated right next to the main Berezino hospital. So if you're in need of meds, bandages, tetracycline to cure sickness, aim at the crane. You're right next to the hospital. Robert's your father's brother. I'm going to check this deer stand, and then I'm going to hopefully finish off this video by showing you some key points of interest in upper Berezino, but it could all go horribly wrong, like it nearly did in lower Berezino. We're going to leave the boonie hat. We're going to jump down, take a minuscule amount of damage. And we're going to head for the crane, but I'm not going to beeline to it because, again, being a very popular part of town in an area that's pretty dodgy. You saw what went on in lower Berezino. Upper Berezino can be just as tragic, particularly when the server's busy. We're going to give it a little bit of an overwatch, and normally if I was playing just for fun or playing on stream, I'd probably just sprint straight in. Probably die because of it. But in the last video, I gave you some nice overwatch spots for Berezino. And if you remember, down in lower Berezino, we went into the trees and we had a look at the PD first before we just made a beeline into it. We're going to do the same at upper Berezino. So I'm scanning in, zooming in, using the mouse wheel button. If you've got really good eyesight, you might be able to see if somebody's sitting on the hospital roof. You can just make it out there. The hospital next to the right of the crane. We have got binos, so I'm going to hotbar them. Beware, this is the road that a lot of people will leave Berezino via when they're going inland, because this road leads up to military tents, which are very close to Gorka, one of the next real hot spot towns after Berezino if you're going inland. But we're not going to do that today. We want to show you upper Berezino to finish the trifecta of chaos that is by lower Berezino, middle Berezino, and upper Berezino. So if you bring your binoculars out and look through them, you go stationary, so we're an easy target. I'm probably going to risk it for you guys. I'm looking down I'm looking down there, can't see anything. I want to show you. There's the well. Okay. You can just about make it out without the binos, but with the binos, there's the well. Like I said, next to the crane, you've got the hospital. Is there anybody ready to take our head off? On the roof? No. Took a chance doing that, but is what it is. To the left, you can just make it out through the trees. There's a little military tent where you can find military gear. Surprise, surprise. There it is. You can just make it out. And if you follow the path, you'll see another police guard shack, like the one where we just found the scorpion. So again, it depends what loot you're looking for, by all means. They're where you're most likely to bump into players. The well, police guard shack, the military tent, and obviously the hospital. Now, if you go into the hospital and you don't find the loot that you're looking for, don't despair. That scaffolding that we're looking at now will spawn medical loot, so make sure you always search the scaffolding. And there is scaffolding opposite the crane. You can just make it out there on the left-hand side of the building. That spawns medical loot as well, as do a couple of the cars that are parked in front of the hospital. So make sure you're looting thoroughly. We're going to stay wide of the town, though, just so it gives us the biggest chance, the best chance of not getting killed before we finish our tour. I want to show you at least where the main PD is before getting clapped. So I've shown you the hospital. I've told you the military tent behind it, and you can see the guard shack beyond that. Very few zombies, which is a telltale sign in my opinion. Even though you can't see dead ones, it's a telltale sign someone has been through recently. And the new zombies, your zombies, haven't had a chance to respawn yet. But the dead zombies that the previous player probably left behind have despawned. If we carry on around town, we'll eventually get a view of the PD. He says. Yeah, I'm using the zoom function, keeping my head on a swivel. I'm looking for dead zombies. I'm looking for movement. We use this sort of orchard as a point of reference. If you're in this orchard, whether you're coming from Nizhne, if you've had a Nizhne spawn back that way, once you hit the orchard, you're pretty close to the big smoke. We'll make our way through the trees, using the trees as cover, until we get out the other side, where that path is. The beige house is pretty much the start of Upper Berezino, if you're coming in from the west side, southwest side. And there's the roof of the PD, the main PD, okay? Let me show you from another angle, because you can spawn on the coast at the end of this road. Okay, this road leads all the way back to the coast, to a little farm, not that far from where we fished actually, at the pond. And if you follow this main road up, you'll come straight into Upper Berezino this side. You may want to loot the farm first. You can get lucky, find all sorts of utility, blades, sickles, maybe even some food on zombies. There you go, there's the zombos chilling. Pitchforks, clothing to cut up for rags. All the good stuff you need early doors in that farm. But if you come up this road and you're feeling brave, you can hit the PD. And you know, you might find your stab vest, your M-locks, scorpions. Might get super lucky, find a pumpy. CR mag. We're not going to do it today, but I wanted you to see it, because I'm going to show you one of the routes I like to take when I'm leaving Berezino. I briefly mentioned it before, and it's the road to Gorka. And I just want to finish the video showing you why, if I spawn in this side, I would loot the PD, the apartments, the shops, try and get some food, try and get the better clothing, try and get some knives, try and get my rope and my bone hooks sorted via a chicken or a dead player. And I would loot the hospital last, ideally, after looting the military tent and the police guard shack that is next to it. And after I've looted the hospital, I'm then heading for the hills, literally for this tree line that we're looking at now. This is going to be a slightly longer video than normal, think the last video was about 45 minutes. This one's going to probably run to around the hour mark. But I wanted you to see. So I've looted the hospital, in theory. Haven't bumped into any goobers that are camping the roof. Or will we? Will we get shot now? That'd be a nice way to end it, wouldn't it? Maybe I've hit the well after the hospital, because the well is pretty much opposite. It's quite hard to miss the well. It took me a while to run towards this well 100% of the time, because it is buried in the middle of a lot of residential buildings. Zombies have spawned in now, see? They're pretty much our zombies. If you look for... I mean, there you go. There's the well, straight in front of us. But use that green and yellow building. Some people call it the Jamaican. If you're watching other streamers, they call it the Jamaican house, just for the coloration. Find that yellow and green building. The well is right behind it, okay? So you've hit the well. And you're thinking, right, I've got my fishing gear. I've managed to get some food. All my stats are in the white, like mine are, down in the bottom right. I've got a water container full of water, rope, bone hooks, a pistol. I mean, you might not be lucky enough to have a rifle. Like, we took that one off that goober and then found another one in a building, but that's just pure chance. There's another chicken down there we might be killing, and I'm thinking, right, I'm feeling confident. I want to go inland. I want to get involved. We want to go and find some real fat loot. Come this way. Head to Gorka. I'm not going to take you to Gorka today. We'll probably do it in some future videos where we do some talkthroughs in super detail inland. Some of the key hotspots of Chinaris. And eventually Livonia. But if you're new to the game, but you're sort of intermediary. So you've got maybe 100 hours, 200 hours, you're feeling brave. Don't hug the road. Go for the trees. Okay? So you're leaving Berezino, you've got that blue door tin building behind you, straight up to the trees. You might want to vary the way you're running. I wouldn't zigzag like a crazy Chad. It won't do much anyway, but just vary your steps every now and again, you know? What, am I going to take 2 to the right? Am I going to take 1 to the left, then straight? Another 1 to the left? Or am I going to go left again, a 3rd one? Maybe right, you know? You've run out of stamina, so you're turning around. Am I being followed? Is anybody aiming? There'll be a bit of a speck on the horizon, but if you've got better eyes than me, you might spot them. If you come up to the trees as quickly as you can in a straight line from the main road, you will inevitably bump into this lovely little hunting stand as well. Or you may get lucky and get a scope for your rifle or some more ammo. Maybe some clothing, a map, a knife, a heat pack, who knows? Wow, a BK. We're not going to take it because we've already got a CR rifle, which is better. But if you didn't have a rifle and you'd found a handful of 7x39, you'd be absolutely delighted to find that because it gives you a bit of range, the BK-18. Pretty undervalued weapon in my opinion. I love the BK. Hug the tree line. Don't panic. You've still got the road on your right-hand side. But you're less likely to be spotted running in the trees. So I'm following the road around as it bends, but I'm staying in the trees. And eventually, I'll see a little building, a cottage, a house that's completely in isolation from everything else. And that's where we're going to leave today's video. The next thing you would find if you carried on up the road from this house are some military tents. Now, I have found baby AKs before at those tents. You get decent ammo. You could find military field vests if you're not already wearing a stab vest. Some good boots, gloves, combat knives. You usually get 7 or 8 military zombies, so make sure you're pretty proficient in fighting the Zeds, or at least you know how to jump on top of some sandbags if you're getting in trouble. And, you know, beware, you're probably going to bump into a player there, especially if the server is highly populated. But here's our isolated house. If you feel you're getting lost, go back to the road, but I've done this 100 times, so I know where the house is coming up. And there's a few occasions where I've peeped out of these trees like this, and I've seen a dude looting the house or fighting zombies, because you usually get 2 or 3 surrounding this building. So again, when I don't see any, puts me a bit on edge. Oh, there's one. There's 2. There you go. So we have got some zombos. And like I say, that road now, go up that road another 200 meters, you'll hit the military tents. If you successfully loot the military tents, he's still alive. If you take an immediate left up through the trees, you'll hit a road, cross the road, carry on up through the next set of trees, up the hill. As long as you keep going up the steepest part of the gradient, you'll come up at Gorka. And you're officially inland. Dare I say it, you might be turning into a bit of a Chad. So I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of Berezino. We got some action today as well, which was nice. Drop a sub if you're not already subbed and you want some more DayZ walkthrough talkthroughs in detail. We stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, 10 AM till 2 PM UK time. Drop a like, it helps other people see the content, helps the channel slowly grow. And I'll see all you legends, hopefully, in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.